Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, the 9th of January 2020. It's almost 5 o'clock. I just finished working. This week, I'll consider myself lucky so far. I finish at 4 o'clock every day. But when I say I finish at 4 o'clock, means I'm at work at 4 o'clock. It's not I'm out of work at 4 o'clock. Usually, when I set foot in there, it's about 30 to 45 minutes before I leave. There's a lot to do every time. So today was not so bad. I haven't used the gut device in 2 days, and but I'm still putting my odds on this, and I'm gonna make the prototype for my customer this weekend. I promise I'm gonna do it this weekend. I'm gonna take the time it takes and do it. These days, if I persist on going the way I go, I'll never get anything done. I have to carry on and push on. I think I would have to dedicate at least 2 hours. 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday to work on my project. But that's a lot to ask. Oh. It's not even 5 o'clock and I'm yawning my heart's out. Thursday, Tuesday and Wednesday I was to bed. I was in bed before 8 o'clock. Just to tell you, this weather really takes its toll on the human body, especially one that has 30 years of experience working in the cold. So I am not pushing myself too hard. I had a series of interesting dreams lately. I'm sure I'm gonna reach the goal that I set myself to. Pretty sure. The other day I posted a video about you're not going to the past. And that just amused me, that the amount of people that want to time travel to go to the past and mess up with the past. And it's rule number 1 of time travel. You do not go and change the past. If you do so, a huge amount of bad luck will fall onto you. Trust me, I know. You cannot change the past. You can go as much as you want in the future, but you cannot change the past. I'm gonna iterate that over and over and over. I love my seat warmer. It's so useful. So, thinking long and hard about the time portal, and my problem with the time portal is the amount of electricity it consumes. It's and finding an old TV and someone that can meddle with that TV. Man, that old man that knew what to do. I miss him so much. He converted a TV transformator into a high power current generators that was variable. And when I told him back in the days what was needed, he told me that he could use a TV transformator and the TV the channel synthesizer, whatever, what you call them, the component to change the channel on TV. And he say he could combine both of them to change the current and give a pulsation. And that's probably what he did, but the recipe went down with him. The entire design went down with him. So I'm just curious what he did exactly. I know that given the chance that I could experiment more, I would surely get Dr. Y on board, and we would work on recreating that and make a working time portal. Because like I said before, the time portal works as long as it works, meaning that it will take you time travel since the day was turned on. So it could time travel from the moment it's turned on to the moment it's obliterated, it disappears, it's destroyed in a far future or near future. So oh yeah, that was the moon you were seeing down there. So that's what it would be. So if you would send the instruction to the future, you would put the correlation of what the device is and where it is in space and time and how to sync to the same frequency. You could send the information to the future, and they could make one like that in the future, and you could travel to far future. But as a vehicle like the DeLorean, the flaw in the DeLorean is that there was only 4 digits. So you could only travel from the year 0 to the year 9999. You could not go any further because that's how the display was. Doug Brown didn't thought of making a device in the millions, like with 7 digit or 8, 9, 10, 12 digit. I don't think that the machine frequency could reach that far. But one television series I saw on the Science Channel or something like that, it was about dinosaur, and the guy was a paleontologist, and he had these beam that he was carrying with him, and he put them one behind the others like a alleyway, and that was the time travel portal. I don't know how they were working, where you get them, but that's how he was time traveling, and that's how he was going to the past. But that was a pretty interesting concept, that you could time travel via some sort of portal, that you could just move from one place to the others. And the television series Stargate, they can travel from one place to the others, but inside the Stargates. So wherever there's a Stargate, they can travel from one location to the others. You see, if you watch YouTube very often, you'll see some classic or monolithic rock structure that were made in the past, and sometimes there's a doorway that leads on the structure, but it doesn't go anywhere. And sometimes they have like indentation in the rock structures, and they are wondering what these structures were. And one thing that came to my mind is that these rock structures, they were dimensional gateway, or teleportation gateway from one place to the other on Earth, because there's other place on Earth with the same type of gateway, and that's what probably out there were traveling one place to the other back in the old days. And I made a French video lately, and I was speaking about the human race, and how I was saying that the human race was over 1.6 million year old, and people were blowing their top, saying like, where did you get such information? That's impossible. And then I say like, no, it's not impossible. Just like the Matrix, the human race could be more than 2 million years old, or way more. It's because the history was erased there's a lot about the past that were erased, and very few secret society know the truth. They had relic book from the past that tell them what was back then and how far society back in the days evolved compared to today. And a lot of UFOs that we see today are us from the future visiting the past, and they're coming here to try to change the event. And what they did by doing so, they meddle with the future, and they change their own destiny. They tried to do that in the past, but on other timeline, on other human histories, they tried to intervene, and the people over there wouldn't let them because they knew what they were. And this is very often that comes with demons or hauntings. You think that they're ghosts, but they're event of the past or other dimensional beings stuck here that not necessarily good beings. But I know for a fact as far as I know, that the human race is over 1.6 million years old. Because I thought that my soul was 1500 years old and above, but when I spoke with I'll say a being from the dream world, and I was having a lucid dream, and I'm sure it was an astral dream, and I was questioning the being about myself, and the being from the dream world was telling me that my soul was very, very, very old. I was there during the Ice Age, and I saw the last dinosaur. I was a mammal, a bird of some type, a early type of bird, and I was looking at the ice melt. And that's how he told me that my soul was very old. I lived on Earth all my entire existence of my soul, and this century, and since 2000 BC, I've lived countless lives. A few of them I recall because I did astral projection to see my previous lives, but others I don't know. But it's something to know that you've been on Earth so many times, and you've been a human hundreds of thousands of times. This is why this person, Dr. Z, I love the human race so much that for me it's all that matters. And the one that we have here, I think that this human race, this era we're living in now, has been ruined by the force of evil, and we weren't supposed to turn out that way. We weren't supposed to be this kind of failure, and we would have been something completely different if they didn't meddle with us in the past. So I have to investigate. That's one of my goals. My long-term goal is that I have to investigate what happened and at what time, even though I cannot do anything about it. That's the rule. And some people will say like rules are meant to be broken, but some rule can't be broken. And if you mess up with these rules, if you mess up with the timeline, unfortunate event and an extreme case of bad luck will happen to you. And don't ask me why I know, but I know. Just meddling on the topic of time travel brings bad luck by itself. But the device I built was to counteract that. The device that I built, the Guts device, is to shield myself from whatever other force doesn't want human race to time travel. So that's why the Guts device exists. That's why I name it that way. And when I'm going to make the new iteration of it, it will have a headband, and it's not going to be programmed. An example like the HDR, but you're gonna input directly your thought into the machine, and you're gonna ask the machine. I'm gonna put magnet in a way that you can extrapolate the energy of the machine. So I'm at the restaurant right now. I'm gonna wish every one of you a good night, and I'll catch you on later.